and Syria is the last major oil-producing country that does not sell to the United States. We don't have any of their gold in our Federal Reserve. So I think it's really interesting that these two things are becoming really connected. And with the divine feminine energy coming in, this spiritual oneness, like I do think that there is a hidden agenda in terms of taking down those stargates, taking down like the grid that helps raise the consciousness of the planet. But I wanted to hear your take on like where the divine feminine energy is right now.
Well, I mean, it's within all of us, and you know, it is the planetary body. I don't feel that we are dealing with a real threat, except, and I don't want people to get upset, like, because I know that it's obvious that we're seeing it, but we have to understand that the consciousness of this planet is so powerful. The presence of the Sophia Gaia energy is so incredibly powerful, and a lot of what we're seeing is basically propagated to, I call it, and others have called it, dream warfare, to affect our consciousness and steer it away from what we should really be paying attention to. And so all these different scenarios are going to play out, and they're going to seem scary, and they're going to, you know, really trigger us. But it's really about capturing our divine feminine essence and siphoning it into these artificial scenarios which they're setting up. And so whatever happens on the Earth body, yes, not good, but at the same time we're dealing with a multidimensional planet who's got higher Earth vibrations than the one that we're in. And if we stay stuck in this third density and we battle these forces and we become the effect of them and we're in fear and anger and protest, then we're missing the opportunity to embrace what's within us. And only we can give our free will away. What they try and do is manipulate it out of us. And this is what we're seeing. And so we have to understand that we are the Earth body too, and we're the micro representation of it. And so that's where the divine feminine energy is right now. It is the planetary body, but the planetary body is also dealing with the Earth Templars have been, in a sense, infiltrated by the Archonic Matrix. And the Earth has been captured many times. And it's in the process of moving into the light, and it's in the process of, and it has been, in alignment with the galactic core. So the energies are really, you know, as best as they have been in so long, that it's important to understand the opportunity that's available compared to where we were before. But we can create our own nightmare by the imprints that have been placed upon us throughout our history. So this is the biggest issue, is to not allow those imprints to control us. And the news will keep wanting to reawaken a certain trauma that we've experienced with catastrophes in the past and Armageddon scenarios, so that we keep dreaming these scenarios in our own experiences, which assists them in creating this nightmare instead of us being in the dream time that we co-create on a collective level in the unified field. And so it's basically, and Andrew Bartus has mentioned this, and I've put it in terms so similar that we almost use similar words, but I like his terminology so much, so some of the terms, the one that I'm saying now, he mentioned the other day, and I was like, yes, it's like a dream catcher, you know, it's like kind of like capturing us into this scenario and siphoning our energy away, but it doesn't take away the divine feminine of the planet. It just takes our relationship to it and throws it into the illusion of separation, and it robs us of our ability to understand how powerful and creative we are. And these people are just playing these games. You can look at it like Tinker Toys, or you know, it's just, they're using toys and they're using tools that, yes, have a negative effect on our environment, but it's also to lock us into the 3D realm, to capture us into the war mentality, into the victimhood, into the oppression, and into the game, when we can easily bypass that and move to a higher experience. It's like when we're dreaming at night, the same thing happens. We can be captured into a negative vibration and find ourselves battling evil forces and wake up exhausted. But as soon as we understand the root of what keeps us locked in there, we start to realize that there's far greater dimensions. We have incredible abilities, and we can do unbelievable things in dream time. And so the Earth body and us, when we embrace our divine feminine essence, is learning to re-embrace that co-creative ability and sort of leave this one behind. And this is what the bifurcation represents, is a splitting off, where there's going to be a dissension and sort of this artificial kind of technologically charged transhumanism existence, where souls who have not been able to wake up stay sort of immersed in that until they, you know, are able to experience enough in a holding tank of love and support from higher beings that are holding space, to then move into the graduation timeline that so many of us are on, which is where we're splitting off, and that's where the organic ascension timeline is.
Okay, I'm going to